So when I say the performance of small CC motorcycles, they limit me to how stupid I could get on a bike. I can't do anything too dumb on a Honda Monkey. So it's been about a month or so that I took my Kawasaki Versys X300 to the local Harley-Davidson dealership and traded it in on this 2026 Yamaha X-Max 300. Now this is a bike I've kind of had my eye on for a little while because I've always wanted a scooter that's just slightly bigger than my ADV 150 that can just do things just a little bit better. And I've had my eye on this X-Max 300 for quite some time, but in my area they're kind of hard to get a hold of, and on the used market they're just basically non-existent. One might pop up every now and then or something, but you know, it's been modified and got some hard miles on it and just, you know, pre-owned, and they don't, you know, there's not too much of a discount for buying something used versus new when it comes to a Yamaha X-Max 300. But I'd had my eye on it for a while, and just by chance I was, you know, surfing through Facebook Marketplace, just surfing through things, and I got to looking at some used scooters and things, and I thought, what the heck, I'm gonna try the website for my local Harley-Davidson dealership, because they're also a Yamaha dealership, and see if they have anything down there. And they had one of these advertised on their website. So I called them up and said, hey, you still got that? And they said, yeah, we have 2 of them. So I was like, oh, cool. So I'm gonna come down and check it out and take it for a test ride. So I did. Went down there on a weekend and I took it for a test ride, and got back from the test ride and thought to myself, well, I'd really like to have this, but my my Versys X300 is also 300cc, and they're kind of in the same category, except this is obviously a scooter, and the Versys X300 is an ADV bike. So I was kind of had to toss it around in my mind whether or not I really had room for, you know, 2 300cc motorcycles in my garage. Well, I don't have an excuse to have 2 of them that are basically serving the same purpose. But I'm trying to stay 300cc or less for a few reasons. And number one reason is for this, and this is funny, selfish, whatever you want to call it, is because I can own more small cc bikes than I can big ones, because of obviously financial reasons and because of storage reasons, like where I put them, where I keep them. But another reason why I want to stick to 300cc and less is gas mileage, because these things, I just filled up the tank on this one because I got like, 358 miles on it. So I had about a half a tank. I went over and filled it up, and this is getting 80.9 miles per gallon. So phenomenal gas mileage out of these motorcycles. And with the fuel prices being what they are currently, obviously you want something that's got really good fuel efficiency. So this one gets 80 miles per gallon. My other mini motos get 100 plus miles per gallon. Like that Dax was getting like 140. You know, my ADV 150 gets like 110, 120. My Trail 125 is north of 100. My Monkey is north of 100. It just makes a lot of sense right now to own motorcycles that get excellent gas mileage, because they're easier to fuel up, and it doesn't hurt your wallet as much when you want to go for a ride and you go down to the gas station. It's like, well, I got to fill up my motorcycle, and you're still only paying like $2.50, even with gas at $5 a gallon. So they're extremely fuel efficient, and I love that about these little 300 cc's or less. And I just thought of something. Since I traded in my Versys X, all of my motorcycles are also single cylinders. They're all little thumper motors, which is pretty cool. I like the sounds of them. They're good engines. These little thumpers, man, single cylinder motors, they're so easy to maintain and work on. So let's talk about another reason why I want 300 cc's or less is maintenance. These things are so simple to work on. When I made that video about taking my Harley-Davidson down to the dealership and getting ripped off, you know, they wanted $900 to swap out some handlebars and do an oil change on it. I don't have to worry about that with a small motorcycle like this, because literally you can do anything to these bikes that you need to do with a simple set of tools. Like my Trail 125, for instance, did an oil change on it here recently, and I bought some brand new tires on it, and I thought to myself, do I want to take this thing down to the dealership and have them swap out the tires? So I asked the dealership, I said, well, how much do you guys charge? This was at the Honda dealership, not the Harley dealership. And he said they charge $240 to swap out tires. Well, that's 3 times the cost what I spent buying the tires. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I just ordered some tire spoons online, and I have a bunch of other hand tools, and there was a couple other things that I had to get. I had to get that little thing that you, little cable that you put in the valve so you can pull it back through the rim easier. So I bought that. And what else was there? Well, I got myself a little battery-powered compressor so I could air up my tires. So anyways, it's like I haven't changed a tire on a rim since I was a kid. We're talking I was like 10 or 12 years old or something like that. So it's been a long time, 30 years. Or has it been 40 already? Man, I'm an old bastard now. Yeah, it's like 40 years ago was the last time I changed a tire on a rim. So I got all my stuff together, and I went out there to my patio, and I put my bike up on the center stand. I said, I'm gonna start with the back tire because I got to deal with the chain and the brake caliper, and then the readjusting of the chain tension and all that stuff. And I started on that one first and just took my time, and 2 hours later it was all done. Tire was remounted, got my brand new tire put on the back of the bike, and everything went just fine, perfectly smooth. And then I did the front tire, and that took, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. Because I had gotten my experience working on the back tire. And the front tire, you don't have to deal with the chain and all that stuff. So anyways, long story even longer, working on a single cylinder engine, these little thumper motors, so easy. Literally anybody with a set of simple tools can work on these things and maintain them. So the next reason why I want to stick with small CC motorcycles is, man, there's a ton of yard sales out here today. Cost of insurance, cost of licensing, cost of everything, cost of running these things is dirt cheap. You know how much I'm paying? I bought that Dax, that Honda Dax, and you know how much I'm paying for insurance every month on that? I'm sure, my driving records and age has something to do with it, but you know what I'm paying for full coverage insurance on that Honda Dax? $3 a month. Not even kidding, $3 a month through Progressive. My Honda Monkey is like, I don't know, 6 or 8. This thing is, it's $20-some a month for this one, which was twice as much as my Versys X cost. And I was kind of curious about that. So I asked the lady on the phone, I was like, why is my Versys X so much cheaper than this one? And she told me it's quite simple. People steal these a heck of a lot more than they do the Kawasaki Versys X. So apparently this bike is pretty common for theft. People like to rip them off, although I doubt not in my town. Nobody even knows what the hell they are, but I'm assuming like in bigger cities and things, they probably steal these a heck of a lot more than they do the Versys X. Apparently nobody steals those things. But yeah, dirt cheap insurance. Absolutely dirt cheap insurance, and that's awesome. So another reason why I want to stick to 300cc or less is the performance. And I know you guys thinking it's like, what performance? You don't get no performance out of a 300cc or less. Well, you're dead wrong about that, because this bike right here will flat out move. It'll do 90, 95 miles an hour if you push it, but it'll get up to 60, 70 miles an hour with ease and have not even break a sweat doing it. But when I'm talking about the performance of something under 300 cc's is it limits how stupid I could be on a motorcycle. So if I had, like say, a Gixxer 1000 or a Hayabusa or something that could do 462 miles an hour, do you know how much temptation I would have to actually do that? Probably quite a bit of temptation to actually do something like that. And I would get out there on a road like this, and I would probably pin it, speed limit 45 miles an hour. I would probably get out here and pin it. And every time I speed on a motorcycle and drive recklessly is all that much more opportunity that God has to come down and pluck me off of this green earth that he created. So when I say the performance of small cc motorcycles, they limit me to how stupid I could get on a bike. I can't do anything too dumb on a Honda Monkey. I mean, other than riding on sidewalks and crap like that. And that's another thing I want to talk about when people say that some motorcycles are too slow to get out of dangerous situations. Well, they're not. because for every time that you think you can just twist the throttle and get away, you can also check your blind spots, hit your brakes, and you can also just slow down to get away from dangerous people or dangerous situations as well. You don't always have to throttle out. You can break out of bad situations as well. You don't have to throttle out and just gun it and put yourself at even more risk. I have no idea what's out here. I don't think I've ever driven this road. So yeah, the fact that they're slower than larger CC motorcycles, to me, I find it as a benefit to owning these small motorcycles. So my whole thought process behind owning smaller motorcycles is that, like I said, just to kind of recap a little bit, you can own more of them even when you buy brand new versus a larger motorcycle, which you can only, $15,000 to $20,000 is a lot for one single motorcycle. So I like to own multiple of them because they're more affordable. They're easier to store because they're smaller size, easier to push around. They're easier to maintain, and pretty much everything about them is so much cheaper than owning a big bike. So I love these little tiny motorcycles. I love them, absolutely love them to death, and I'm always going to own a bunch of them because I just love them so much. And I don't get out on the highway and lay down thousands of miles like some of you guys do. But that's cool. I'm jealous of you guys that can do that stuff, because I just don't have time. I can't take time off of work and leave the family for a week for a nice long road trip. I'm jealous of you guys that can do that stuff. So a Goldwing or a Road Glide or something like that has absolutely no purpose for me. I have no use for it. I would never be able to use something like that. So anyways, just to bring an end to the video, those are my reasons for owning smaller motorcycles. And I think I'm going to continue to own small motorcycles, simply because I just love them so much, and it makes so much financial and logistic sense to me. There's a military helicopter over there on that hillside. Anyways, everybody, I want to thank you for sticking around, watching the video. If you're still here, I appreciate it. Remember to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and share my video with your friends so they can listen to my stupid reasons for doing the stupid things that I stupidly do. Anyways, everybody, ride safe and have a good day, and we will see you on the next video.